Hello, beautiful people. I'm your host, Grace Simmons, your favorite solo travel mindset coach. And welcome back to the Random and Wonderful podcast. Each episode, we explore ways to uplift you on your journey to add joy, confidence, and independence into your life. Today, we're going to be talking to Eboni Andrews, who helps small business owners overcome a poverty mindset in order to fund their dreams. She has an incredible story of moving her life from having her car stolen to building her business credit and establishing herself as the impactful educational business owner that she is. Stay tuned for some honest financial wellness tips to improve your finances and money management. Today's episode is brought to you by the Amethyst Palava Hut. If you're interested in getting coaching services, whether to build your confidence or maybe you just need accountability support on those goals, sign up for a free Clarity Confidence session and let's get you started. And now for our interview with Eboni Andrews. All right. Okay. Please introduce yourself to the guests.
Okay. Well, my name is Eboni Andrews. I am the founder of EA Marie Enterprise. And what I do is I help small businesses obtain funding for purchasing business cards without using personal credit. That way, people can escape a poverty mindset and use other people's money to fund their dreams and their goals.
I like it. Okay, so before we dive into that, first question, we'll start with a fun question. What was the last movie you saw?
Last movie had to be Temptations.
What?
I love that. I can watch that movie every day. And I know all the songs, all the dances, all of that.
Nice. That's awesome. Okay, good. I was trying to see if you were part of the Barbieheimer crew.
No, I haven't seen that yet, but I was a big Barbie fan growing up, so I plan on it.
Nice. All right, so let's get into it. What steps can an individual take to strengthen their financial wellness?
Well, first, I really feel like it's a mindset thing. So, making sure that you're eliminating distractions, not trying to keep up with the Joneses, having some sort of budget or framework that you can start with.
Right.
To me, internally, is the biggest obstacle of financial growth, at least for me. And I feel like people that I know. So
I like that you mentioned that. Definitely not trying to keep up with other people because that will run you to the ground and
it
sometimes they don't even
will,
notice.
especially in this pop culture with social media, it's just,
Trying to keep up that.
never ending.
Exactly. That's the worst part too. Like there's no end goal on that. So what are some mistakes that small business owners make when they're first starting?
Okay. Well, for one, not separating their personal from their business. I know when I first started, back in 2020 and I was selling this product called Liquid Lipo. And I made pretty good money.
Okay.
However, I was mixing my 9 to 5 money with that money in one account, and it was a mess. So sometimes when it was time for me to reinvest and get more inventory, it just wasn't structured. So
Right.
separating your business from your personal is key.
Yep. So you are a business owner and you've had more than one business, but please share a little bit more about like how did you acquire your financial knowledge? How did you get to this point?
Okay. Well, there's a story behind it. You want me to share my story?
Let's hear the story. Hear the
Okay.
story.
All right. So basically, crazy situation. Back in 2021, I was asleep, and when I woke up the next day to go to work, um, I found out that my car was stolen.
Mm.
outside of my home, and it was involved in the crime. It was a whole thing. And so from that point on, I said, you know what? This is a terrible situation that I'm in. I do not have full coverage insurance. I can't afford full coverage insurance because I'm too busy helping somebody else chase their dreams, and I don't have enough money to sustain my livelihood.
Right.
So I was just like, you know what? Enough is enough. The next car I get, I'm going to put it in my business name. I'm going to build business credit. If I have to sacrifice for however long to build this business credit to purchase this car, that's what I'm going to do.
Mhm.
And that's what I did. For 6 months, I didn't have a car. And we all, I'm not going to say we all, but some people have experienced what that feels like.
Mhm.
And during that 6 months, I started my business, a LLC. I structured it properly because that's the most important thing is structure, not so much the credit. And then I started building my credit profile. And
Okay.
after about 6 months, and I didn't know what I was doing, y'all. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even have revenue.
Right.
Because I saw Turo. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Turo, but it's kind of like the
Yeah.
Airbnb for cars, right? And so I got this bright idea. I said, you know what? I'm going to take this business car, with an S, business cars, and I'm going to list them on Turo and allow the car to pay for itself.
Okay.
Um, Now I had no real structure, no real plan of how I was going to do this, but this was my goal. Okay. And so for about 6 months, I built my credit profile and I was able to go to the dealership with no money down. And I did not use my social security number. So my personal credit is not attached.
Mhm.
Because, quick caveat, I also didn't have the greatest credit
Okay.
because, I'm just kind of running a rat race trying to catch up with everything. And so when everything fell apart, I was forced to make a decision.
Right. That's like an amazing story though, because I don't think people think of, I mean, maybe using their car, you're thinking like DoorDash or your Uber or what, so like using something like Turo is a wonderful tool. So how did that help you build your business credit?
How did Turo? How
Mhm.
did well, here's the thing. Turo is the end result. That's how
Okay.
you make money with the car. So there are different ways. I posted on my Instagram today, actually, EA Marie Enterprise, where it's 4 ways to make money with a business car. So it doesn't have to be Turo, guys. It
Okay.
could be um your independent contractor, where you're being a medical courier, or you're a traveling nurse, or you're a traveling insurance adjuster. Whatever skill that you have that requires you to have a business car,
Mhm.
you can do what I did, basically, because whatever skill you have, you're making money, right?
Exactly.
And so
Exactly.
that is is paying for the equipment, basically. So Turo was my end result. Now with business credit, there's a whole class that I teach on how you start from ground zero to actually getting the business credit scores, to walking into the dealership. So
Good deal. Nice. So who are you looking to help? I know you said small business owners. Does it matter? Small business owners or independent contractors? Who would benefit the most from your services?
I'm looking for people who kind of like how I was, just kind of tired of running a rat race. You feel like um, you don't have a plan, you don't know where to start, but you don't feel fulfilled. I'm targeting people who are underemployed. And underemployed, simply means you're working a job with somebody who doesn't even have a degree. I have three
Mm.
college degrees from an accredited university. And I feel like me going to school and, having student loans and that whole jazz, I don't really feel like it has worked for me,
Right.
uh, versus what I pictured. it working for me. And so it's kind of like I had to go out there and get it on my own. So those are the people that I'm really wanting to help, because that's a huge problem
Mhm.
in today's society.
Why do people struggle with money management?
Well, we can go back to keeping up with the Joneses. It's kind of like um, I guess like a dopamine thing, where people,
Mhm.
if they check off this car or this house or this meal or this Instagram post, it feeds their brain as to, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing,
Right.
or
Right.
I fit in with everybody else. And so I feel like for me, and I know quite a few people in my community, it's kind of like an emotional thing. Some people come from nothing,
Mhm.
and when you get something, it's kind of like you run with it instead of
Yeah.
just taking a step back and sitting and properly planning, okay, how am I going to grow this money instead of spend this money? So I think a lot of us are kind of in a spend culture mind with money instead of a
Mhm.
grow culture mind with money.
I love that you definitely connected financial wellness to your, like, emotional wellness, your mental health, because they all these, and physical wellness too, like, you feel better, you wanna strut, you wanna, look good, um, but it's like a short-term gain, and it really doesn't help in the long run, which is unfortunate.
No, it doesn't. It just feels, like I said, dopamine. It just feels good for
Mhm.
that moment. So I've been there, done that. How many? I had to learn the hard way, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So what encouragement or advice do you have for those people who maybe they notice that they are overspending, right? So they're like just ready to get started with their business, but they have some financial troubles. Like, can they go from point A to point B? Is there a middle step?
Well, for me, I guess I can only speak from my experience. I, there wasn't a particular point. It wasn't more of a tangible thing. It was more
Mm,
intangible. Like, I was just tired. I was just
mhm.
tired of running the rat race, of running Peter to pay Paul, and not being able
Yeah.
to make ends meet, and having to work an extra job just to go on vacation or just to go
Mhm.
out to eat or whatever. And so I kind of feel like in my situation, it chose me. It was kind of like my life was kind of like, okay, it's time. Everything just kind of fell apart, and I had to put it all back together again for me.
Yeah.
And some
Yeah.
people, that situation may happen. But for somebody who is looking to get started, I feel like you should probably start doing your research on how much it costs to get an LLC in your state. EIN number, you're gonna need that. That's free. Start looking at how much it is per month to run a business email, or to obtain and pay for a toll-free number for your business. Just start doing research so you can be putting money aside for that venture.
Mm. So making sure we're budgeting before you even start putting money towards any of these things.
Sure,
Good to
definitely.
good to know.
Budget is key, because you need to have a picture at what you're pursuing, or what you're dealing with. So
So plus 10 years, what do you hope your business looks like?
10 years. Oh man, when will that be? 2023.
Mhm.
Oh, by then I'm sure I would have helped a lot of people, touched a lot of people. Because that's really my main goal. Um, because I know a lot of people were at the same pain point that I was at.
Right.
And I just want to educate people to realize that you can get out of that. There's a way,
Mhm.
you know. Um, and so, of course, helping plenty of people. And I'm sure my pockets would reflect that, I'm sure I would be a
Indeed,
millionaire at
indeed.
that point. I'm sure. So, just having brand recognition, helping
Mhm.
tons of people, changing people's life, and being a millionaire, honey.
I like it. I
That's me
like
in
it.
10 years.
Okay, okay. Um, do you happen to have like a service or program, maybe on paper if it's not something that you do now, where you're able to work with the community?
Now, when you say a program to work with the community based upon my expertise and what I do and how I can help people, okay,
Right. So yeah.
okay. So yes, I have a program. It's a 9-week program. It is called Cars into Cash Boot Camp.
Hmm.
Okay. And so at the end of this 9 weeks, you'll get business credit scores because we'll be building your profile within that time period. You'll get a blueprint of what to do at the dealership for your business purchase. And you'll get 1 hour sessions with me per week, 1 hour per week, an expert, me. So I can answer any questions that you have or help you to avoid common mistakes that I've made that cost time and money. So yeah, 9 week boot camp
I
program.
like
And
it.
now also within that program, you get 2 ebooks as well.
Okay.
And so I have on my website, which I'll share with you,
Mhm.
um, you'll get those 2 ebooks. And I have them, how do I say this, packaged. So
Mhm.
if didn't want me, the sessions, you could also just get the ebook.
Just good. Okay. Well, that's, I mean, good alternative, but we need to work with you directly.
Yes, you need to work with me. You get so much value in this program. I have someone in the program right now, and I'm about to enter someone else, and we're already moving pretty fast and making good
Nice.
progress. So yeah.
I like it. Okay, so before we go, please, you mentioned your IG, but just give me your socials, your website. What else is coming up for you?
Okay. So where the ebooks and the boot camp is, it's at ea.company.site. Okay. And then my Instagram is ea.marie.enterprise. And so is my TikTok, same thing. And my Facebook is EA Marie. And EA is one word, guys.
Okay. Excellent. So can you please share with me any books or maybe a podcast that you love or just someone who has influenced you on your financial journey?
So for one, with marketing, there's this book that I read called Hook Point. I think it's how to stand relevant in a 3 second world.
Nice.
And that book is by Brandon Kane.
Okay.
And it just teaches you how to grab people's attention really quick, so you can grow on the internet, and expand your brand. Patrice Jordan, Coach Patrice Jordan, um, is a business credit coach who helped me all the way from the beginning, because she does no EIN like I like to do. And she gives out a lot of free information. She has courses as well. Um, and who else? Let's see, Noelle Randall. Noelle Randall
Okay.
on YouTube. She helped me so much. With She's the one who really inspired me. First, that's the first video I can say that I saw on YouTube that
Hmm.
put that spark in me. That was kind of like, I can build business credit and buy these
Yeah.
business cards, and they can make money for themselves. So and she has a lot of free information. So Noelle Randall on YouTube. You got Patrice Jordan on Instagram, and then that book Hook Point for marketing.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. All right. Ebony, thank you so much. This has been awesome. I really appreciate you sharing your tips and just how to get people aware of their financial situations. So thank you.
Yes, I am honored to be a guest today, Grace. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. I hope this podcast inspires you to recognize that you are never stuck where you are and to know that you don't have to go through this process alone. Once you feel that nudge internally, you know that something doesn't align, it can be overwhelming because you don't know where to start. If you're ready to stop waiting for permission to make bold decisions that build confidence, add joy, and create ease into your life, sign up for a free discovery call with me today. Let's get started. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'm Grace Simmons, and this is the Random and Wonderful podcast. Remember to subscribe so that you are ready for the next episode. Rate the show so that others can find it, and share your favorite episode with a friend. Have a wonderful week. Take care, beautiful people, and I'll talk to you soon.